This video is the second in a 4-week Advent series entitled, Please Come. Advent didn't start out as a 4-week preparation for Christmas. If you go back to the 4th century, the focus wasn't on Jesus' first arrival as a baby, but on the anticipation of his return at the end of days. There was this desire for the return of the Prince of Peace, and this week's theme is peace. They dress the wound of my people as though it were not serious. Peace, peace, they say, when there is no peace. If you look up the definition of war, most dictionaries state something like this: a conflict carried on by force of arms as between nations or between parties within a nation. In an article on war and peace in the New York Times, they added the caveat of at least 1,000 deaths to their definition. So, by their definition of a conflict that has at least 1,000 deaths, the world has been at total peace for 268 years out of the last 3,400 years. Or in other words, just 8% of the time in the last 3,400 years have we been at peace. I grew up in the 60s, into the 70s, and those were the years of a great cultural youth revolution. And one of the defining anthems of the age was found in the lyrics of the song, "All we are saying is just give peace a chance." We talk a lot about peace, and peace is the theme of the second Sunday in Advent. One of the titles given to Jesus in Isaiah's prophecy of the coming Messiah is the Prince of Peace. The Hebrew word we translate as peace is shalom. And shalom has a complex set of meanings, and none of them are the absence of war. Shalom means peace, harmony, wholeness, completeness, prosperity, welfare, and tranquility. While the absence of war is certainly a factor in peace, the peace of shalom is far deeper and not dependent upon the conditions in which we live. In other words, the peace of shalom is one that is within us. And when that shalom peace bridges between individuals, communities, and nations, it is mutual, permanent, and it transcends any kind of misalignment or disagreement. The peace that we anticipate when we look for and long for the Prince of Peace is something far deeper than the absence of conflict. It is a peace that heals, makes complete and whole. It is a peace that transcends our circumstances. In fact, it creates new circumstances for us, even in the midst of what seems like never-ending war in a never-changing world. Nelson Mandela stated, "Peace is not just the absence of conflict. Peace is the creation of an environment where all could flourish, regardless of race, color, creed, religion, gender, class, caste, or any other social markers of difference. Religion, ethnicity, language, social and cultural practices are elements which enrich human civilization, adding to the wealth of our diversity. Why should they be allowed to become a cause of division and violence? We demean our common humanity by allowing that to happen. A fundamental aspect of shalom is completeness. Shalom transcends our circumstances, our feelings, our desperation, our needs, desires, and wants. It is a cure for our perpetual desire for more and our ingratitude for what we do have. It is the antidote for this constant dissatisfaction and longing that our culture sows into our souls. Shalom, peace, is our completion. When we are complete, there is a satisfaction within our soul that enables us to transcend the petty prejudices that can well up within us. These prejudices that lead to conflict over the very diversity that Mandela says we should embrace. There's no great theological basis for what I'm about to say, but I like that Jesus is the Prince and not the King of Peace. A prince is a king in waiting. As we continue to wait for the coming of Jesus this Advent season, we also wait the peace that comes from him. Let me conclude with a blessing that Jesus bestowed upon his disciples just before his arrest. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid.